All right. Welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Prophet John here. Hope you guys are doing well. All right. Last night, man, Donald Trump gave a awesome State of the Union speech. Um, I had some doubts because for you guys that follow me on Patreon, you guys know that I had some doubts about the State of the Union speech because I thought Donald Trump was really just going to be talking about himself and how great he is and how great he's done and how how great the economy is and everything. And it actually started out that way, and he was literally tooting his horn from the beginning and record breaking this, record breaking that, record breaking this. And I said, okay, it's starting out the way I thought the speech was gonna go the whole night. But then he flipped it. He flipped it. He stopped himself, and then he said, "Now it's time to talk about the American people and honor the American people." And that's what he did. So he honored these people here, as you guys can see in the pictures here. All these people were honored. He tied it in really well with stories and sad stories and tragedies and losses. And also, he also surprised this family with with her husband and their daddy back. And also, this girl right here is able to pick any school that she wants to go to, and he wants to be in space and things. So it was awesome. They honored the veteran that was he's 100 years old, and he's doing. I mean, he could stand and do everything. I mean, he's really good shape for 100 years old. He must be on some. He must be taking some CMOS. But yeah, I mean, he honored so many people that night, and it was awesome. It was awesome. Awesome speech by Donald Trump last night. A lot of people were many people were probably crying. It was emotional. It was awesome. It was beautiful. And even the Democrats had to stand at some several points of the night because it was too good not to stand. You would look like a fool not to stand at some of the things that they were honoring and saying. um, it's one thing to be against a man, but you're representing America, and the world is watching, right? That's something that they don't realize. They should already realize that, right? That the world is watching, right? You never want to let the world know that you're not unified, right? Unless you're doing it on purpose so that you can signal the world to come on in and invade America because we're not unified. But Nancy Pelosi stood for maybe half of these people, and then at the end of Trump's speech, she ripped up her copy. Now, people are saying that that's a federal offense because Donald Trump gave you a copy of his speech, and he also gave Mike Pence, the vice president, a copy of his speech, as all presidents do. And that is a that could be a federal offense to rip up. It's a copy, it's not the original, but it's still a copy to the Speaker of the House, right? For their records, and it was ripped up. Now, is she ripping up the actual speech, or is she ripping up her notes? Because she did have some notes and stuff there as well. Many people say that she's ripping up the speech and not her notes. So we're gonna have to look in. They're gonna have to look into this because that is a federal offense. If she actually did rip up the president's speech that goes into the speaker's files, right? For the State of the Union. That's why she gets one to follow along, but also to file it in the Speaker of the House's cabinet, right? And records. Same thing with the vice president. So you ripping it up. Now, of course, they can file it digitally because we're in a new technology era where things are filed digitally and backed by USBs and all types of safe backing systems. So maybe she like, I already have it. I already have it saved in my files. So I'm gonna rip the paper one up. I already have it saved. Okay, so they're going to clear this up in a couple of days, in my opinion. Of course, the Democrats are above the law, so I'm pretty sure nothing will happen to her legally about this. But still, I believe that she still will pay for this, in my opinion, in some way and fashion. We're not going to know what it is. The father's not going to tell us, right? But she's going to pay for this. She's going to pay for disrespecting the American people, disrespecting the president of the United States, even though he's a billionaire and he doesn't even care what Nancy Pelosi does and says. He's the president and he's a billionaire. I mean, can you imagine being a billionaire and the president of the United States that leading the whole country? You're not going to care about Nancy Pelosi or any. I mean, just think about who Donald Trump is before he became president. The man thought he was God, right? Think about what he. The man was doing real reality TV. Had a number one reality TV. Trump Towers, gold everywhere. The man thought he was God already, right? And so now you make him president, and you know what I mean? Like, he doesn't care. Like, you can't disrespect Donald Trump. He doesn't care. He's a he's the president of the United States of America, and he's a billionaire. Like, imagine that type of mindset. Like, he's like literally on cloud nine. Like, you know, he's literally having lunch with the archangel Michael and stuff. That's his mindset, right? So none of this bothered. None of this is disrespect to him. But Nancy Pelosi disrespected the American people. She disrespected the people that are here that were being honored because they were on those speeches. This little boy and this little girl are on these speeches. This family is on this speech, right? This little girl's on the speech. This little girl's on the speech. So this guy and this little boy and these people and this veteran, they're on these speeches that you ripped up on and right in front of the cameras. And she knew the cameras were running. That's why she quickly did it before the cameras went down to the actual crowd. Right? You saw her quickly do it while the cameras were still on her and Trump before they went down to the crowd because Donald Trump was going to be walking and shaking everybody's hands. She knew what she was doing. She already pre-planned to do this. Okay, somebody got kicked out of the actual State of the Union speech. Okay, that's the first time I've ever seen somebody get kicked out. I don't think I've ever seen somebody get kicked out of the State of the Union speech, it was Nancy Pelosi's guest. Okay, some guy that his daughter or son got killed in the school shooting. He got kicked out. I'm guessing he got kicked out after Donald Trump said that you will never we will never give up the Second Amendment of the Constitution. We should, you know what I mean? Like, this guy went crazy when I think it was right after that when Donald Trump said we will never give up the Second Amendment of the Constitution to bear arms because it's in the Constitution, right? That's common sense, right? But the Democrats are sitting there like, like they're stunned. Oh my God, he won't give up bearing arms. It's in the Constitution, people. Like, what has happened to the Democratic Party in America, right? Where something is in the Constitution to be there forever. And you're literally turning your head around and saying, we don't like that part of the Constitution. It's in the Constitution. Who cares if you don't like it or not? There's things in the Constitution that other people don't like, but we realize it's in the Constitution for America's benefit and good from the forefathers. Like, come on, right? Oh, what about killing babies? The Democrats stood there and were quiet. Donald Trump talked about not killing babies, late term abortion, right? This little girl wouldn't be alive if it was for abortions, late term abortions and stuff. She wouldn't be alive. And now she's perfectly healthy. She was a preemie, right? An early premature baby. Now for Democrats, they would have killed her most likely, and yet they stood still there, just saying, "No, we want to kill more babies." It's disgusting. The Democratic Party is disgusting. Just satanic and it's disgusting. And they think that coming in and wearing all white like they're pure is gonna fool people of how disgusting they are. You wearing all white doesn't mean you're pure. Unbelievable. The Democrats coming in wearing all white. You know, there's a lot of churches that wear all white too, but they're all Marine Kingdom and demonic churches. You know that, and a lot of them are by the lakes and rivers and stuff, and they worship the Marine Kingdom and the demonic entities. So wearing all right, you're just basically telling us that you're the Marine Kingdom demonic entities. You can't fool people like me and others that know the truth about things. I mean, you shouldn't be able to even fool the American people when you're sitting there and staying quiet about the Second Amendment. You're staying quiet about illegals killing people and going on killing sprees in sanctuary cities. You're staying quiet about that. You're staying quiet about late-term abortions and killing babies. If the American people are still fooled by the Democratic Party, then that's on them. You showed your true colors again last night. And Nancy Pelosi did it right there. Now Nancy Pelosi did remove that guy. She was yelling at him while Donald Trump was speaking. She pointing her fist at him, and it's like Nancy was like once again the handler of the Democratic Party. When she stood up, half of them stood up with her. When she didn't stand up, no one stood up. I saw one person clapping behind, like quietly in secret when Donald Trump was speaking. That's an occult. That's not a party. You have to look over to Nancy Pelosi as a grown man and woman to see if you can stand or not. That's an occult. The other side, the Republicans, they stood whenever they wanted to. They clapped whenever they wanted to. They said USA, USA whenever they wanted to. They were free. You look over at the Democratic Party, they're not free. They're in the cult. They have to look over at Nancy Pelosi. Oh my God, is Nancy standing or not? Okay, she's not standing, so we get to sit down. And yet, you got Democratic people that think that's okay. Yeah, that's what we do in the Democratic Party. We're in a cult. We have to follow Nancy Pelosi's rules and regulations. We're not free in the Democratic Party. We have to shut up when we and say the political things because we get in trouble. And you're still staying with the Democratic Party. Okay, I guess you like being brainwashed. But Nancy Pelosi, I'm going to tell you exactly what I told Xi Jinping on Patreon. A few weeks ago, Xi Jinping did not show up to the trade deal. And I said very carefully, and I said very boldly, Xi Jinping would pay and China for not showing up to that trade deal ceremony. Few days later, or a few weeks later, whatever you want to say, few weeks later, an outbreak happens in China called the coronavirus. And now Xi Jinping and his country are suffering economically and physically, and they're now stuck in their apartments and homes for the last 3 weeks, 2 weeks straight. Can't come outside, gotta use masks. Hey, Nancy, you're gonna pay for what you did last night. You're not gonna know when it's gonna come. You're not gonna know how it's gonna happen. But you're gonna pay for what you did last night. To the American, not to Donald Trump, because Donald Trump's a billionaire and a president, he doesn't give a crap. But what you did to these family members and these American people and the people all around the world that was watching, you disrespected America. And you also will pay for what you did as well. All right, I'm going to leave it there. The Father will take care of the rest, just like he did with China. He'll take care of the rest. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I thought it was an awesome speech. A little shaky in the beginning because it was like I was like, oh Lord, here we go. It's all about him right now, right? And all about the records and numbers and numbers and numbers. Because to me, those things don't matter because they're all propped up with fake money. I know that, but the American people don't, right? You guys know that because I teach it. If I didn't teach it, would you know that? Most likely, you probably would. Many of you guys wouldn't, right? Many of you guys didn't hear about quantitative easing through anybody else but me. You didn't even know what QE was before you met me, right? So maybe somebody else would have taught you that it was QE. Maybe somebody else would have said something about it. Maybe somebody else would have told you about the printing of money and the repos. You know what I mean? There's people out there that now do that and talk about financials and what's really going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of people that do that now on YouTube. So that's good, right? So just because I might not say something, other people are going to say it. And that's awesome. Okay. So, but the speech was awesome. It was emotional. It was beautiful. A lot of saluting as it should be. USA. We're proud of our country. We understand that Republicans think different than Democrats, major different than Democrats. We understand independents have a piece of Democratic to them and a piece of Republicans to them, but they're independent in the way they think. We understand that. Okay. But one thing we're not going to tolerate, I don't care if you're a Democrat or Republican, the one thing we're not going to tolerate is disrespect to our country. And Nancy Pelosi did that last night. She disrespected America. You will pay for that, Nancy, by the way. You will pay for that. Don't think Donald Trump and others are not are not did not go home saying how are we going to make Nancy pay for this. Don't think the heavens and the Father watching the State of the Union speech didn't see that and is also designing some way for you to pay for that. You will pay for disrespecting the United States of America. Anyways, that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let's see what it says. Nancy Pelosi meltdown is trending. Interesting. We'll see what the father and the Trump administration have for Nancy Pelosi in the next couple coming weeks. Okay, so we'll see what happens to Nancy, and whatever happens to you, Nancy, don't be shocked and surprised about it. You did that tearing on purpose, and you looked right in front of the camera. Look at her eyes, looking right at the cameras when she tear that up. She wanted the cameras to see her tearing up the papers. So whatever happens to you, Nancy, over in the next couple of days or weeks or whatever it is, whatever Trump administration or the Father in heaven do to you, don't complain or say I don't deserve what's going on to me or anything like that, because we have the picture right here. We have the video of you looking right dead in the camera and tearing that paper up, and tearing that speech up. You know exactly what you were doing, and so you'll get exactly what's coming to you. Don't cry about it. Don't say, "Oh, why me?" Nah, we already got the evidence. Peace out, God bless, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Eyes open, shalom, and take care. There is a vote today, I think it's 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time. I think they're gonna vote on the Senate. Will vote on the impeachment. Let's see if the Democrats actually show up for the vote on impeachment. They could try to delay this, but we hope that they don't. Hopefully, they all show up and everybody votes, and then Donald Trump is acquitted, and life goes on from there. Okay. Now there is one thing that I did say that could happen after Donald Trump if Donald Trump is acquitted. The liberals could then push the coronavirus like never before. Okay, so watch out for that. Remember, they're suppressing the real numbers, the true numbers. Right now, we're about 25,000. So tonight I will do an update video on the coronavirus since we're around 25,000 right now, and the new numbers will come out later today. It might be pushing 30,000 later tonight. We'll see. But yeah, don't be surprised if Donald Trump's acquitted and that's it for impeachment, that they will push the coronavirus like crazy. And they might even leak the true numbers from China to basically collapse economies around the world and basically get people to be absolutely terrified. of the coronavirus. Yeah. All right. Peace out. God bless. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.